It's your boy Roy Jones Jr. and right now you tuned into World Combat Sports.
Fall in once again. You're tuned in to World Combat Sports. Salute everyone, man. It's Thursday. Congrats to all of those who made it through the work week, man. That's what it's about. And we're doing this once more. We have a big fight week coming up, man. UFC 257. Man, we have boxing that's on the docket. You know what I'm saying? Angelo Leo again going against my boy, cool boy Stephen Fulton. Man, it's going to be for the super bantamweight title. But to kick this off, man, I want to give a shout out and salute to the battalion, the WCS battalion. Those are the ones who support the channel all the time. You know what I'm saying? I want to give a shout out and salute to the ones who support the channel all the time, man. You know what it is. Salute. So I don't know what you're doing this morning, but I'm about to kick off this UFC card first. If you look in the details section over there at YouTube, the card is in the details of UFC 257. And the primary main event is what everybody is talking about. But you have some names on this card, you know what I'm saying, that's going to stand out. And you have some up-and-coming fighters that's on this stacked card, man, that's trying to make a name for themselves. I think we have about 12 fights. 12 fights is going down Saturday, January 23rd, man. Yas Island, Abu Dhabi. Start time is 10 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Eastern. And look, you're going to be up for a cool minute. And I'm saying you're going to be up. I mean, I plan on covering the card, but damn. I need the riders for this one. You know what I'm saying? I need the squad leaders on deck for this shit. For real. Because we're going to be up here like, we might be online. We might be hot for like to 2 a.m., 3. You know what I'm saying? 12 fights on the card. That's going to be cool. We got the names like Sara McMann on there, Khalil Rountree, Julianna Pena. She's trying to get her get back on the winning streak, man. She has so much promise coming out the Ultimate Fighter, though. Amanda Ribas, Matt Frevola. He's looking to do, get his name established in the 135-pound division. Joanne Calderwood, man, and Jessica I. Unique story between those two. Joanne Calderwood was set to face a guaranteed fight against Valentina Shevchenko at the flyweight division, which is 125-pound division. What she ended up doing is she wanted a stay active fight. So she ended up stepping in there with a stay active opponent, and she got washed. She was stopped in the first round. So that set her back from getting her title shot with Valentina Shevchenko. It's not saying she would have won the fight with Valentina. It's just the point she would have been able to make a pretty decent paycheck and get that experience and see if she can go in there and challenge for the 125-pound title. But we all know Valentina Shevchenko is absolutely a dog. She's one of the best women fighters in mixed martial arts today. She's extremely well-rounded. And when she was competing at the 135-pound division, she attempted to fight. She attempted to be the woman, so to speak, at that division by facing Amanda Nunes twice. She faced Amanda Nunes twice, man. And I thought she won the rematch, but she went down 0-2. So then Dana, You know, people don't know this a lot about it unless you cover the sport. You know, Dana at the point in time with him starting the 135-pound division, it wasn't too many women's divisions that was jumping off. You know what I'm saying? 135-pound division was solo dolo for a quick minute, right? And then he started, implementing divisions. And the women only has 4 divisions. That's strawweight, flyweight, bantamweight, and featherweight. They only have 4 divisions. No one really knows what's going on up there at featherweight division right now. That's 145. That division was made strictly for Chris Cyborg. Now, excluding that division, he ended up implementing a new division in which, once again, if you follow the sport, Nico Montana, right? She was supposed to step in there and defend the title that she won from a vacant contest, vacant main event. She won it. Cool, she won. She found out she was facing Valentina Shevchenko, one of the toughest fights she probably would have been in her life. She pretends to go through the media day and the promo and all this with the fans, get up to the point of weigh-in, and all of a sudden her stomach is messed up. Oh, she was signing autographs all during the week. Her stomach is messed up. She's not feeling good. So she leaves the arena. She leaves. She leaves Valentina Shevchenko high and dry. Dana White stripped her ass like he should. He stripped her ass of the title. Done. Get up out of here. You ain't pulling that shit. So the story is as we have it right now. Valentina Shevchenko fought for the vacant, and the rest is history. No one has been able to defeat her right now. So it would have been important for Joanne Calderwood to get her title shot. Now for Jessica Eye dropped down from 135-pound division. You know what I'm saying? Everybody has a backstory, but with Jessica Eye, she has so much promise. She's been in there with some of the best. Ronda Rousey was on top. She's been in there with her, Holly Holmes. She's been there with some top names. But when she went in there with Valentina Shevchenko, I don't know if it was complacency or what. But the fight was pretty decent. But at that split moment, all right, I was hearing something outside. Okay. But Valentina Shevchenko, hold on for a second. My apologies, man. Had to take care of some. It's something going on back there. I'll find out a little bit later what's good. But my fault. I have to chop this up. Appreciate everyone that's pulling up. This is about the UFC 257. And also, this is about the Wilder situation, Wilder versus Fury, the arbitration and everything. And also, we're going to touch on the back end about Adrian Broner. You know, it's a lot that's going on with Adrian Broner. Adrian Broner is saying that he want to fight 3 times this year. That's big. And they all going to be at 140. That's big. I mean, I don't want to change the subject. I'll have to come back to it. But anyway, Joanne Calderwood, like I said before, she missed an opportunity to fight Valentina Shevchenko. I think she fought Jennifer Maia, right? And Jennifer Maia just dusted her. And that opportunity went out the window. So therefore, you know, I'm looking at this whole landscape. Jessica Ai, who she's been in there with, she steps in there with Valentina Shevchenko for a chance at the title at 125 pounds flyweight. And the head kick knockout heard all around the media. For those of you that follow mixed martial arts, it was superb. It was well timed, and it had detrimental effect on Jessica Ai. Knocked her out cold. Knocked her out cold. Like she was absolutely stiff. She was moving forward. It wasn't like Holly Holmes, who kind of froze up to pull the trigger in between, you know, trying to land a kick. No, it wasn't that way when she was stopped. But Jessica Ai situation, man, she was knocked out cold, man. She was clipped on top of the head. And Valentina Shevchenko is just an animal in there, bro. She's one of the best to do it. Deshaun Thompson, what's good? What's good, man? Tony Boswell in the building. Salute to you, man. Hope everything is going great with the work day. What's going on, Sheed? Salute to you. So we have Dan Hooker situation and Michael Chandler. If y'all don't know who Michael Chandler is, man, he's one of the damn best to come out of Bellator. He had his ups and downs like any fighter. The one thing I like about mixed martial arts, you can have fighters with losses, but then they can still compete and they can be on televised cards. So in one instance, you might have a fighter, a mixed martial artist, lose this fight, and his next opponent is more well matched up, and he go in there and get a win. You know what I'm saying? And then they kind of find their rhythm and they get another win. And before long, you know, they might find themselves fighting for a spot for title contender again. Michael Chandler is fought some of the best in Bellator. He's when I say some of the best, some of the top names he fought in Bellator is, I can say, some of the best mixed martial artists in the world, period. You know, he has the Pitbull brothers on his record, Patricky and Patricchio. You know what I'm saying? The Pitbull brothers are no freaking joke, man. Michael Chandler is one of those fighters where they were saying, damn, I'd be glad if Michael Chandler can get a green light to come over to the UFC. When are they going to invite him over to the UFC? And I was saying to myself, damn, you ever seen the training videos of Michael Chandler? He has some of the most, how you put it, high intensity training videos you ever see. And you wonder why sometimes organizations don't automatically pick the fighters up, because contractually they're bonded to that promotion and they get paid pretty good money. You know what I'm saying? So they might get to a point where they're on a losing streak or something. They might be coming to the end of their contract and they don't have that solid competition. Who knows, man? But Michael Chandler, he beat the older brother, Patricky, twice. I think he fought him once in 2011 and I believe once in 2016. I believe he fought Eddie Alvarez twice. I think he beat him the first time and lost the second time. He has some big freaking names on there. Ben Henderson. Ben Henderson used to be a champion over here at the UFC. You know what I'm saying? He has some big names on his resume. So it was only a matter of time, just like Justin Gaethje, before we actually seen Chandler come over here. The good thing about Michael Chandler is he's in a damn good division, man. He's in the 155-pound division, and he can wrestle his ass off. And we all know the champion right now is a Sambo world champion twice over. So a wrestler coming in, potentially, if Khabib returns to the sport, he may find himself either one, if Khabib don't return, vacate the title and face, one of these winners, either Dustin Poirier and Conor McGregor. You never forget though, man. But his style is a problem. He's going in there against Dan Hooker, a former kickboxer. He himself trying to make him, make his name known in that lightweight division. He has a win over freaking Gilbert Burns, man. Gilbert Burns is up at damn welterweight right now. You know what I'm saying? Look, Dan Hooker still competing at 155. Gilbert Burns is up there about to step in the cage with Kamaru Usman at 170. It's crazy. Dan Hooker versus Michael Chandler may indeed be the sleeper of the night, y'all. This may be the sleeper fight of the night. Dan Hooker, Michael Chandler. That is the co-main event on this UFC 257 card. And then, of course, you have the notorious one, Conor McGregor, going in there against Dustin Diamond Poirier. This fight right here obviously is the main event. Conor McGregor, if you walk up to do an interview with him and say, hey, Conor, how does it feel being on the main event? He said, what do you mean? He was like, what do you mean? How are they going to have me on the card and I'm not the main event? But Conor McGregor is the favorite, of course, in there with Dustin Diamond Poirier. And stylistically, man, we know Conor McGregor is a counterpuncher. In my opinion, I will assess him as having more power than Dustin. But Dustin can box his ass off, man. We've seen that up there with the likes of Justin Gaethje. We've seen him in there with Conor McGregor the first time, and he's improved since then. We've seen him battle Max Holloway. We've seen him in there with Khabib. He is another fighter just like Conor who've had the ups and downs in their career. But Conor McGregor has had the better of the two. Conor McGregor has only lost twice since he's been in the UFC. But let's not forget he came into the UFC with 2 losses. But his 2 losses to the UFC is 2 top names. He lost to freaking Nate Diaz, and he lost to Khabib Nurmagomedov, the current champion at 155. So now we are having a strange, weird main event. The reason being is usually if we have Conor McGregor, someone like Conor McGregor, who's the former champion, right? The former champion featherweight and lightweight, usually it will be fighting for an interim title with Khabib being the champion. Well, what's understanding is that the last lightweight champion interim was Dustin Poirier. That's when him and Max Holloway, who was the former featherweight world champion, they fought for the interim. Dustin Poirier won, and he became the interim champion. All right? He steps in there with Khabib Nurmagomedov for a 5-round, 5 minutes per 5-round championship fight. And he was submitted in 3 rounds. So Dana's switching it up. See, man, shout out to Dana White. There's some bullshit you do, but it's a lot of good stuff he does too. So Dana White said, you know what? We in Abu Dhabi, we have this big fight coming up with Conor McGregor and Dustin Poirier. It's for potentially being on the doorstep to face Khabib if he returns to the sport. But he doesn't insert an interim title into his match. It's no championship period. Nothing. It's no belt. It's no nothing. It's just bragging rights. Getting the victory on your resume, and then Dana said, I'll tell you what's next. Because look, check this out, how smart it is. Dustin Poirier has already been the lightweight interim champion before. He fought Max Holloway. So therefore, him stepping in there and losing to Khabib, Khabib has bragging rights over both of these guys. He subbed out Conor McGregor in 4 rounds, and he also subbed out Dustin Poirier in 3. King Mitch in the building. Salute to you, man. Good morning. What's good? What's good, everybody? So, Khabib is like, I beat both of these guys, and these are the top guys in the division. The only ones that Khabib hasn't put hands on yet, of course, is Michael Chandler, who has that wrestling background. I'm not saying he'll give Khabib problems. You know what I'm saying? I'm not saying that. I'm just saying it will make it interesting because he is a dedicated wrestler. He will dedicate his wrestling skills during the match. And Dan Hooker, he's the favorite in this bout just by a little, but Michael Chandler is no slouch. Michael Chandler is no slouch. Seriously. So that is the understanding, right? When you're looking at this main event, you're like, wow, Khabib has defeated both of these guys. He's defeated both of these guys previously. Not only did he defend them, the WCS, he subbed them both. Now they're back. Conor McGregor coming off a 40-second victory of Cowboy Cerrone. And then, of course, Dustin Poirier. He's coming off a win against Dan Hooker, who's in the co-main event. He won a decision. You know what I'm saying? So both of these guys are in a good place. They're coming off victories with different opponents. Conor McGregor defeating what I want to call an antiquated Cowboy Cerrone, who has damn near over 40-some fights in his MMA career. He did some shoulder strikes, right? And people was like, oh my God, Conor's doing shoulder strikes. Well, the motherfucker's been around for a minute. But since Conor McGregor did it, people was like, oh God. And then you go next to Dustin Poirier, who earned that win against Dan Hooker. I'm not gonna lie. I thought Dustin Poirier was gonna lose that fight. I thought the surgeon Dan Hooker would have the momentum to step in there against Dustin Poirier and get that shit done. I thought he was the more well-rounded, I don't know, I wouldn't say tougher because Dustin Poirier is a tough fighter. I just thought he had the offensive game plan to be smart enough to go in there and give Dustin Poirier a solid run, man, but he didn't. So now the people are asking, right? So what is going on with Conor McGregor? Conor McGregor is on another run, y'all. Conor McGregor is on another run in the UFC. If you was in boxing, I would be giving Conor McGregor the same energy that I'm giving some boxers in there that don't have a resume right now at this point in time. But in this particular equation, Conor McGregor coming off a win over Cowboy Cerrone doesn't really halo his entire career because what he was able to do is legendary. What Conor McGregor was able to do with Silver and then Chad Mendez, Jose Aldo in 13 seconds, moving up to welterweight 170, being subbed out by Nate Diaz in 2 rounds, coming back for the rematch, winning it, dropping back down from 170 to 155, stopping Eddie Alvarez via punches, and then going over and face Floyd Mayweather. It's legendary. So he can come in here after losing to Khabib, returning to the sport and losing to Khabib, and people are still going to look at what he did for the sport. He was the first one ever to win 2 titles simultaneously in 2 different divisions. He was champ, the first one ever in the UFC. Now, of course, I got to give you a comparison. People are going to say, well, Dan Henderson had two belts. That's when he came over here. Dan Henderson had that coming over when he was signed to the promotion. He didn't earn those belts in the promotion. So now we look at the second phase. And some would call it the back end because both of these guys are in their early 30s. I had my pick with Conor McGregor, right? Because I just feel he's the more, astute striker in this matchup with Dustin Poirier. But I like Dustin too, man. Dustin is a tough motherfucker, dog. If you want to see a very good fight, one of the best fights Dustin Poirier ever had was when he stepped in there with Justin Gaethje. Bar none, one of the most entertaining fights you can watch. So tune that fight up, man. Spin the reel and tell me what you think. But Conor McGregor right now is basically vying for another championship. And what this is going to do is possibly in the near future set him up for another boxing match where he was going to try to, make some big money with Conor McGregor. But in order to do it, he needs to rebound. What I mean by rebound, once he came back to boxing, from boxing and fought Khabib, he not only lost, but he was subbed out. Not only did he lose, he was submitted. So the fight fans understand who Conor McGregor is the first time he fought Floyd. He wasn't even fucking undefeated, y'all. Conor McGregor wasn't even undefeated when he fought Floyd. He had losses on his record, y'all. But they looked at it like, damn, he has 2 belts. The UFC is respected, renowned in mixed martial arts. So they say, hey, we're going to get this guy a shot because he's talking shit. They're trying to set Conor McGregor up for another daylight heist. They're trying to set him up to potentially face another boxer. And I know you heard the rumors of Manny Pacquiao. I know you heard the rumors. Manny Pacquiao potentially and Conor McGregor. If Conor McGregor picks up another strap in the UFC, I think that fight can be made. And I think for a fact, people will pay a lot of money for that fight too. It won't be more than Floyd because Floyd is a motherfucking cash genius. He is the cash cow. So you definitely is not going to get the same $100 of PPV for Conor McGregor in this. Now, if Conor McGregor was somehow, some way, a champ right now, again, if he was able to win a belt at 155, move up to 170, get a belt, defeat Kamaru Usman, absolutely. He can come over there to boxing and say, you know what, $100 for PPV. So it's some big things happening at the UFC as always with these cards, man. Excuse me. The ESPN price is $64.99, right? New ESPN Plus subscribers or $59.99 for existing subscribers. Now I'm gonna tell you a point of reference in this fight. It's going to be late. I mean, late in the PM, early into the AM, this fight card, because they're in Abu Dhabi. So expect to be up extremely late for this fight card. It is going to be into the AM. I promise you that. But be patient and understand one thing. Dana White is making serious threats about individuals who wants to try to stream this UFC fight card. Dana White, I will give him this, man. Sometimes he just be talking shit, but he's really trying to monopolize and structure himself not to lose money from this streaming game. You know what I'm saying? Because a lot of people stream fights. You know you do. But he's really putting emphasis moving forward to say, I dare you to stream this card. Go ahead. I dare you. I dare you to stream this motherfucker. And we'll see what happens. Because I ain't gonna lie. I know a lot of people who stream this, stream fight cards in general. But hey, I'm gonna leave that alone. But let me go through. I just want to go and give you an understanding of what weight classes we're dealing with. Of course, the main event is going to be lightweights. Dan Hooker, Michael Chandler is going to be in lightweight division, contending at 155 pound division, 55 pounds. The women, Joanne Calderwood and Jessica Eye, it'll be women's flyweight, which is 125 pounds. Azaitar and Frevola contended. They say it lightweight, So they have a lot of lightweights on this bout series. They have a lot of lightweights, man. Ribas and Rodriguez, strawweight. Strawweights is 115-pound division. Only women have the strawweight division. Men don't have a strawweight division. Just a gem for you. Middleweights, you have Tavares against Carlos Jr., and that's at middleweight. Middleweight's contended at 185 pounds. Women's bantamweight, and this is what I like about the women, right? Some of the more solid divisions Dana White has inputted. You know, some of the solid divisions, I'm serious. Just like in boxing, 135 pounds right now is doing pretty good, but it's different. But anyway, the 115, 125, 135 pound, that's cooking right now for the women. Sara McMann and Julianna Pena, women's bantamweight, 135 pounds. Khalil Rountree, Marcin Prachnio, light heavyweights. So they have one light heavyweight bout up here. Muradov and Sanchez, middleweights, 185 pounds. Evloev and Lentz, featherweights, that's 145 pounds. Zumagulov and Al-Baziz, flyweights, 125 pounds. So you're saying to yourself, the names. One thing I would say, you know, American fan base, please ignore, you know, these neighboring or foreign fighters as if they're nothing. Man, some of these guys can throw down, bro. Like, just think of this. This is the perfect example I can use for you. Just think of Khabib the Magomedov. It was at one point in time, people weren't paying him attention because of his name. But he is absolute a monster. So take some of these other fighters that you really don't have familiarization with and say, you know, I'm going to fuck with them. You know, let me watch them. Let me just put eyes on them so I can see how they fight. And then I'll see if I want to support them. But when you hear the name, so you can't take combat sports like that. All right? That's all I'm going to say about that. D Hodges in the building. What's good with you? Salute, man. D Ray, what's good? Salute. Lawrence Williams, what's good with you, bro? Mitch McGregor move up and defeat Usman. He will be GOAT. Man. Woo. That will be. Listen, if he's able to pick up the lightweight title again and move up and defeat Kamaru Usman, he will be up there. Because right now, that Mitch, the ones who consider the GOAT right now haven't been beaten in the ring. That's one of the criterias when it comes to who is the GOAT status. You know what I'm saying? So a lot of people consider John Jones the GOAT status off his resume alone. It don't matter the drug test and him hit and run and him supposed to be in his house on the damn pandemic curfew and all the trouble he's been in. When it comes to who has defeated John Jones in the ring, you're not going to find too many people that can say they have. No one. His only blemish is Matt Hamill, who he was destroying with elbows. And he just messed around in the heat of battle. And he hit him with a 12-6 elbow. You know what I'm saying? He hit him with a 12-6 elbow and was DQ'd. I still remember that fight like it was yesterday. Hold on for 1 minute, y'all. All right, we back. We're cooking. So to get back what Mitch said, he will be in the collective group of GOATs to ever do it in mixed martial arts. I agree with you on that. But it'd be hard pressed to say he is the GOAT. You know what I'm saying? It'd be hard pressed to say he is the GOAT. Now, I know you mentioned he say he already the money GOAT. Okay, this is the dilemma that I have with the money GOAT. The money GOAT wasn't in the UFC though, right? But he has done incredible numbers in the UFC. But the fact that he he was able to earn all that monetary gain in the sport of boxing is not going to really bleed over back to his career in the UFC. People may attach his boxing match that he had to his career as a whole mixed martial artist or pugilist in general, but they're not going to sit up here and say, well, look what Conor McGregor did. This is why we put him in the Hall of Fame. He went over to boxing as an 0-0 fighter, and he made the most money. Now, if by chance he would have left the UFC, went all the way to boxing and fought the best and beat him, then what you just said, your narrative, people would start saying, you know what? Damn, he might just be the GOAT in combat sports, period. Because he was a champ over here, and he went over here and fought Floyd Mayweather and defeated him when people consider him, undefeated and one of the best. And he put the first blemish on Floyd Mayweather's record. That would have pissed off John Jones. That would have pissed off Khabib. Because goddamn it, Conor would have I'm telling you, Conor would have had some crazy bragging rights, y'all. Can you imagine knocking out Jose Aldo, who at one point in time they considered the GOAT? They considered the GOAT. Look, the underground king, Eddie Alvarez, he's won a belt in every organization he's been in. Conor McGregor takes 2 belts and he wins against Floyd Mayweather. Comes back to the UFC. Now he's beat one of the best boxers. He comes back over here. And let's say he has some some icing on the top. He comes back off a long hiatus because, look, just like Marvin Hagler said, it's hard getting out when you're sleeping on silk sheets. You know what I'm saying? It's hard to get out the bed when you're sleeping on silk sheets. Imagine him returning back to mixed martial arts and he defeats Khabib. Now that GOAT status really comes to the top of the surface and people start recognizing Conor McGregor potentially as being one of the best mixed martial artists ever to do it. But he lost. If he would have been able to run the gauntlet, defeat Floyd Mayweather, they would have attached that boxing to the money that he was making. They would say, look what he's able to do. He's a transcender, y'all. He's a transcender over here. Look what he was able to do with Floyd. And then come back over to damn UFC, defeat Khabib Nurmagomedov. It would have been a wrap. John Jones, it would have been close. John Jones would have had to bow down. You know why? Because John Jones have not been a champion outside of the light heavyweight division. He hasn't been a champion outside of the light heavyweight. But Conor McGregor was able to become a champion featherweight and lightweight. Man, let's talk about Deontay Wilder and Tyson Fury, man. From what I'm understanding, Deontay Wilder ain't trying to take no step aside money, man. It's right here, you know what I'm saying? For what I'm hearing, in arbitration, it's turned into something that the fans are now waking up to. The fans are now waking up that this is not going to be a walk in the motherfucking park. When they were saying, oh, this kick, why don't Deontay just go do this? I've never heard so many people encourage a fighter not to return and try to earn back what they lost off one defeat, y'all. One freaking defeat. I never heard so many fighters like, man, why is Deontay Wilder he needs to just go away. Let Tyson Fury fight Anthony Joshua. He takes step aside money. Listen, as much as you don't want to hear it, I have to put it out here in a sense, right? Though a lot of individuals who support the sport of boxing, there's a lot of them. There are many who, for somehow, some way, choose to either support Deontay or don't support him. Let's just deal with the ones who don't support him, right? The ones who saying he ain't this, that, and the other. So if Deontay takes step-aside money, once again, you're going to have people that's damn criticizing him once again. They're going to say, oh, man, that's what we thought. You're going to take step-aside money. You don't want that work. You scared of Tyson Fury. You don't want to return to the ring. That's what they're going to say. That's what they're going to say. They're not going to show him no love, just like they act like they cared about him returning, his voice returning to the mic. Like the sport has now been silenced to a point, right? And this is what I mean. The sport of boxing has been silenced because it was one point in time, especially when Deontay Wilder was coming to the mic, people were looking for Bomb Squad all the time. You know what I'm saying? Bomb Squad, Bomb Squad. Only like Deontay knows how to do. So he loses his title and he doesn't say anything. He keeps it very quiescent, right? So people say, we need to hear from him. We need to know what's going on. Come on, somebody please tell me what's going on. What's up? And then he comes out and he speaks to a news outlet. I believe it was 78 Sports. He, for the first time, he breaks it to 78 Sports. And people are listening in, and then they run with it. Boom. And they try to say, oh, man, look, I'm going to put the comparisons out there because that's what I do. I have to frame it, right? And bear with me because I got a serious damn headache right now. But check this out. This is how we frame this shit. So when Tyson Fury returned back to the sport, his front line of defense was he was battling mental illness and shit. He was battling mental illness. So everybody was like showing him so much sympathy and shit. You know, he was battling mental illness and all this other shit, depression. And that's why he was dirty. And that's why he left the sport. They didn't even press this man about the PED situation and recreational drugs, right? But Deontay Wilder, he hasn't never been in that situation. He's only defeated, y'all. He wasn't defeated because he was laying on his back like Tyson Fury in the first fight. He was defeated because the fight was stopped from the towel being thrown in the ring. So then you turn back around and he finally speaks and people say, well, he's clinically depressed. He's a broken man. God damn. I don't think he'll ever fight again. To be honest, I just don't think. You know, people are coming out their mouth like that. I just don't know what's going on with Deontay Wilder. I just can't put my finger on it. But, man, you can tell how mentally, everything was mental. Because you're talking about the hardest puncher in the sport. But now, when you want to have people that degrade or criticize who you are, they always start up top. That's just life in general. If you allow someone to criticize you and call you stupid and incompetent and illiterate, and it affects you so much to the point that you are affected by, they're going to say, well, if it affected you in that manner, then it must have been true. But with Deontay Wilder just losing one fight, he didn't get the same energy Anthony Joshua received. When Anthony Joshua was defeated by Andy Ruiz, people was like, oh, God, let's all meet at 8 o'clock, people. Let's have a candlelight visual to show Anthony Joshua our support. We need Joshua back, please. He needs to get our belt back. There's no way that we can live vicariously through the UK champion unless we have this candlelight visual so he can see us out here, so he can see the light burning, so he can have motivation to go back to training and get his belt back. But Deontay Wilder loses his belt. On the storyline, it's like burning up in the media. Pugmire putting this shit, oh, he's clinically depressed, y'all. He's a broken man. And I'm saying to myself, damn, if you compare when the fights were stopped between Anthony Joshua and Deontay Wilder, you get two different frames. Anthony Joshua was all over the canvas. You know what I'm saying? He quit. He spit his gum shield out. The referee asked him, Anthony, you know where you at, mate? What you say? I mean, Anthony Joshua was like, he didn't know shit. Deontay Wilder still fighting. Boom, boom, you know. Still trying to damn fight through the war in the eye of the storm. You know what I'm saying? Digging deep. Man, you can't imagine how the man must have felt, but that's boxing, right? Been a tough, rugged fight. And he still landed a left hand, I believe, before the fight was stopped. And then he even arguing with Kenny Bayless. He's like, no, why are you stopping this fight? No, I'm good. Then we get to the point of him losing the fight. People saying he should just quit boxing. Now to arbitration. Now we have arbitration of Tyson Fury and a lot of other people, Bob Arum, Eddie Hearn. They're trying their best not to have a trilogy fight. So therefore, with this wedge is being placed in between Wilder, who only has one loss and 42 victories. Now we have the other side of Tyson Fury, who really isn't accepted by the UK people. But anyway, we have people trying to make the Tyson Fury versus Anthony Joshua mega fight. And the numbers are out. They're trying to say these guys are going to go over to Saudi Arabia and make some more money. If you don't remember, Anthony Joshua went over there with Andy Ruiz on the rematch, and he was able to get it done. But if you didn't support Deontay Wilder before, let me tell you this, support him now. Because he's showing you he's not only a fighter in the ring, but he's a fight for what he respects and what he is fighting for right now as a professional. Not only that, never forget, he started fighting for his family to begin with. So him not surrendering and turning the other way and running and just saying, you know what, I'm just going to chill. He's fighting. So keep your eyes tuned in to what happens moving forward if Deontay Wilder doesn't take this step-aside money. You know, what's going to happen with Tyson Fury moving forward and Anthony Joshua? Will we ever see Deontay Wilder and Anthony Joshua fight? That's really what they want to see. We've seen Tyson Fury. We know what we're going to get from Tyson Fury. He will not emulate that performance that he had in the rematch with Deontay Wilder. It won't go down like that. I'm not going to promise you. This what I'm pretty confident in assuming. You know what I'm saying? Just assuming that it won't go down anywhere close to what it was the rematch. But what a lot of people want to say and they want to admit it, they will not admit it. They will sit up here on these sites and they will say Anthony Joshua is one of the best heavyweights in the game. And when it comes to Deontay Wilder and the fights he's been in, they would dog him out rather than say, you know what, I really want to see Joshua step in there with Deontay Wilder. I really want to see that fight. You know what I'm saying? So y'all keep your ears close to the streets and see what's going on with this. You know what I'm saying? Shout out to Team Bomb Squad. You know, keep on fighting the fight, bro. You know what I'm saying? Your supporters out here. Keep on fighting the fight, bro. Do what you have to do. What's going on? Sheet in the building. What's good? What's good? Salute to everyone that's in the live chat, man. AB is back on deck. AB, the can man. Anybody can get it. Africans, Americans, Caucasians, Guyanans. You know what I'm saying? That shit was classic, man. Mexicans. Anybody can get it. Now, I know where you're going with it, y'all. I know where you're going with it. The first thing when Adrian Broner's name come up, it's like, man, I want him to let his hands go. You know what I'm saying? I want him to let his hands go. So let's first of all go through this right here. Adrian Broner, he has only 4 losses. Okay, I think 24 knockouts. If I'm not mistaken, he has 33 victories. If I'm not mistaken, 33, 34. I would think 33. But check this out, though. His last loss was against Manny Pacquiao, January 2019. And his other collective losses are Mikey Garcia, Shawn Porter, and of course, one of the fights he's most known for in Marcus Maidana. All right. Now, Adrian Broner has been out the ring close. Look, I mean, we can say he's been out of the ring 2 years. Period. He's been out the ring 2 years. And he's been down in Florida where he resides training. And from where I've seen him in public, you know, being deconditioned, I would say deconditioned as a fighter, out of shape. He's cut back down, he's losing weight, and he seems motivated. Now, at my age, I'm not the one to sit up here and just lecture motherfuckers on how we go back and say the same thing over and over again, how we place judgment on people. But people, we've heard Adrian Broner say what he had to say. He talk his shit. But what I can attest to with Adrian Broner, he is who he is in person. He does what the fuck he want to do, man. You know, he never changed the motherfucking strip. I salute and respect who he is in not being a fake ass mother. And like Adrian Broner, you're gonna get the Adrian Broner. So when people say, well, we done heard him talk this talk before. We've heard him say, well, I'm gonna fuck him up. I'm gonna fuck him up. We've heard that. We've heard that. But Adrian is coming back and saying he's gonna fight 3 times, and one of them going to be a championship, y'all. Now, let me just weigh and balance this shit out. Adrian Broner will be fighting 140, first of all. First of all, 140, y'all. 140, I said before, it's a pretty hot division if certain things hurry up and bond themselves together and then release themselves. And you know what I'm talking about. Man, Jose Ramirez and Josh Taylor, man. If y'all gonna fight. Okay, boom. Get that fight out the way. Let's see what's gonna happen after that. You know, because I'm pretty sure Josh Taylor is gonna defend those belts or whatever the case. But there's some good names at 140 for AB to fight. If you don't remember, like I told you before, Regis is at 140. Regis and AB, believe it or not, man, you know, they was going back and forth when he was in the WBSS, World Boxing Super Series, and we thought Regis was out that motherfucker, but, you know, because of money situation, but he ended up going back and fighting Josh Taylor and losing. Just because these two have not really been at each other in the media doesn't mean anything. Give Adrian Broner a fight coming back. He looks pretty decent. He's not the one that's, you know, I wouldn't say shell shot, but he's very reserved in his punch output. Let him go in there and let his hands go. We're going to find out what title, because boxing has so many damn titles. We're going to find out what title direction he's trying to go in. And the crazy thing about this entire scenario with Adrian Broner, with his 4 losses, he's never been stopped, right? And you look at even the Marcus Maidana fight, one of his worst fights of his career at 47, one of the worst fights. You have to understand one thing there, people. Adrian Broner is a 4-division champion. I know a lot of people hate to hear that shit, but Adrian Broner is a 4-division champion, y'all. He's a 4-division champion. When it comes to who, and you sound like American Best Owl, you know, like who is he fought? Listen, the man is a 4-division champion. The individuals that he's lost to are all top-tier names besides Marcus Maidana. We can say Marcus Maidana because Floyd Mayweather fought him twice. We can give him a little bit of credit. But when you're talking about Shawn Porter, Mikey Garcia, and Manny Pacquiao, let me say that to you again. Shawn Porter, Mikey Garcia, Manny Pacquiao. Manny Pacquiao, Mikey Garcia, Shawn Porter. Shawn Porter, Mikey Garcia, Manny Pacquiao. When you say those names at the weight for which he fought them at, even though it was a motherfucking lopsided bout, you still have to salute Adrian Broner for getting in the ring. Tell me who's going to do that shit, dog. Who's doing that right now? And that's why I praise Teofimo Lopez. But I'm just saying, who is going to do this shit? Adrian Broner, with all the criticism he's receiving, he stepped in there. Marcus Madonna. I wish he would have rematched Madonna, though. Real talk. I wish he would have rematched that. Sean Porter, dropping him in the 12th. Mikey Garcia, 4-division champion. And Manny Pacquiao, 8-division champion. A lot of y'all can't fuck with Adrian Broner besides of what his trouble is getting into the streets, man. You can't really fuck with him besides saying he don't let his hands go. But when it comes down to 4-division champion, never being stopped, has 4 losses, 3 of them on Mikey Garcia, Sean Porter, and Manny Pacquiao. Manny Pacquiao, Sean Porter, Mikey Garcia. Let's just do the math a little bit. 12, 13 between those opponents. 15. I mean, between those losses alone, man, a lot of people give him credit for not being stopped, as if he won some of them. They'll say Adrian Broner has never been stopped, and though he lost to them, we still gonna give him credit. But he's saying 3 fights this year, and I'm looking forward to those 3 fights. This fight right here with Campus, whatever his name, Campus, or whatever, dropping out. And the rumor mill, it might be Mikael Rivera, who's a lighter fighter, but he might be the safest fighter. For what I understand, I think he's 19-0. If he's able to step in there with Adrian Broner, Broner looks good. Then, goddamn it, he's gonna shake up the 140-pound division, and that's what they need. But I will say this, man. You know what I'm saying? Don't expect him to step in there with an Elvis Rodriguez, dog. No, don't expect him to step in there with an Elvis Rodriguez. Don't expect him to step in there with a Antoine Russell. Don't do it. I believe his opponent, his opposition is going to be well scouted, carefully selected for Adrian Broner to make this run in 21. I do. I believe it's going to be cautiously and prepared correctly, and it's going to be done with patience, because this right here, man, those people with AB, they're trying to make the most money possible with AB right now. AB himself is trying to make the most money possible. So what is he going to try to do? He's going to try to have the biggest fights, and if he can, win all 3 of them. If he's going to fight 3 times in 21, he's going to try to win all of these. What's going on, the ugly truth in the building? Salute to you, bro. What's good? But that's where we at right now, man. Keep your ear to the street with Deontay Wilder situation, and salute to Team Bomb Squad, and salute to Deontay for holding true to your word and your square. And also, you know, I want to welcome Adrian Broner back to the damn square, man. Get your ass in shape, stay in shape, stay out them streets, continue to do what you have to do to regain respect in your career and get back on the winning streak, bro. Man, you're a tough dude. You fought some big names in this sport. So goddamn, if you refocus, let us know. I like what I'm saying, but you know, I don't really want to hear it. I want to see it. You know what I'm saying? If AB look good, he's a big fish at 140. Absolutely, man. If AB can make this run in 21, he's a big fish, y'all. Just like Mitch said, he's a big fish. We really need to pay attention to how he's going to shake up that division. Seriously. And listen, we might even have somebody from 135 pound go up there to 140 and face AB. We might have 100 lightweight fighter who has a pretty decent name to step up there and face AB. Don't say I ain't tell you. So, to cap this off, man, literally, I don't know if y'all see my video I did of Ryan Garcia. And listen, y'all know who I've been going in, and that's gonna be anybody who's in the target area, in the impact area for that shit to happen. But Ryan Garcia, all the capping. This dude has taken a place in the lightweight division for being Mr. Capper. Mr. Capper, let me tell you what I'm talking about. I made a short clip, and I put my own little hook on it. Yeah, man, I need to put Ryan Garcia on the motherfucking grill, dog. He was capping. Ryan Garcia was up here being goofy like it's Disney World. Motherfucker shit is closed down. He out here trying to be the only one with wig on and big shoes and saying, I'm the clown of the day. You know what I'm saying? Fuck everything else. Look at this clown, man.
Tank, I'm going to say it in front of Mike and Jeremy. If you do not take this fight, your legacy is forever tainted. Nobody will ever remember your name. Nobody. The money's there. I know you love money. The money's there. If you don't take the fight next, your whole legacy forever is tainted if you don't take the next fight.
Oh my God. God damn. I ain't never heard no shit like this.
Ooh, he's capping. He's capping. Ooh, capping. Ooh, he's capping. Ooh, he's capping. Ooh, capping. Ooh, he's capping.
I have a potential huge, bigger fight than him. So I might pin him off for the side. I'm still gonna fight him. I would not fight him unless it was even a bigger opportunity. But I cannot say anything right now. So I'm just gonna keep it at that.
Ooh, he's capping.
So you get the point, right? Ryan Garcia, man. As I was just saying how people was going to receive this guy because of his little goofiness, they like him. And a lot of people said it. I know Mitch has said it, Michael, D-Ray, all of them. They all mentioned at one point in time his fan base as being teenagers. And them teenagers, like, they really don't follow the sport like that. But yet they may be in tune with Ryan Garcia and say, hey, mom, Ryan Garcia fighting tonight and all this bullshit. But for him to go over there and Mike Tyson boosting this shit up, right? Man, and he's making it seem like to all of us that he's really about that shit. Like, he's really going to be the one to step in there and face Gervonta. And then we asking ourselves, like, okay, hold up. You just got off the canvas with Luke. Is this guy tough or stupid? Is he tough or stupid? Does he have heart? You know what I'm saying? They putting all these little bits and pieces together for Ryan Garcia. What are we looking at with him? He's going around saying, hey, if you don't take this fight, your legacy will be forever tainted. If you don't take this fight with me. He's convincing us, and Mike Tyson and everything, your legacy will be forever fucked up if you don't take this fight with me. So I'm like, okay. And then, some weeks go by, and he's like, well, we get the word that Ryan Garcia is not fighting Gervonta, but he has a bigger name out there. But I can't say anything. Man, we don't want to hear that bullshit. You can't say anything. If you are basically looking for another opponent, give us some hints. Let us know so we can start boosting it up ourselves. This what fighters like Ryan needs to understand. if it's something that's holding weight out here, man, right? It's nutritional for the media sense. We're gonna basically continue to regurgitate it. We're gonna continue to blow it up too. But you saying, oh, it's gonna, you know how fighters always say, I got big fight news. I got big fight news. If they would just say, okay, I got the fight news, the outlets that fuck with them, we'll just go ahead and put the shit out and keep talking about it on lives and ask the fans what they think about it. But with this shit talking about, oh, I can't say nothing about it. Why? Just let us know who you thinking about fighting. You know, all this hilariousness, you know, saying that he's going to fight Manny Pacquiao. And then I'm getting the word that, okay, Manny Pacquiao being 42 years old, you know, he holds a title at welterweight and shit at 47. Where is he going to meet Garcia? Is he going to meet him at 140? Or else, you know, I can't see Garcia moving up to 47 to fight Manny Pacquiao. So at 42 years old, he's going to move from 147 pounds down to 140. That's 7 pounds right there. And the last time I checked, listen, people, when I look at Manny Pacquiao, he doesn't look like he's, you know, he haven't been eating that shrimp and lobster. Manny Pacquiao looked like he's been eating as a politician eats. So you're going to come down to 140 and face Manny Pacquiao just because Manny's like, you know what? I'm trying to pick the nicest people out of the bunch before I retire and give them a gift fight with my name. That's one thing I like about Manny. Manny understands his worth. When Manny started getting paid $20 million, period, he knows his worth. That's a lot of fucking money to be getting paid per fight. But Ryan Garcia, just let us fucking know, bro, and stop capping. Because you have became one of the biggest cappers in boxing right now. Why? Because, you know, you actually had us believing that coming off this fight with Luke Campbell, you were stepping in there with a monster like Tank. And you said, Ryan Garcia, you said this, bro. You said you was going to stop Tank in 2 rounds. You said it. You said it, bro. Ryan Garcia, you said you was going to stop this man in 2 rounds. But we all know that ain't true because you're not even fighting him. And then you're going to turn around and say, I'm going to fight him. I'm going to do anything to get the fight with Tank later on. I'm going to do anything to get the fight back with him later on. Just give me a little bit of time. I got this special opponent coming up. He's a bigger name than Tank. So just give me a minute to make this shit happen. Whoa, he's capping, oh, capping, oh. Don't ask me, man. Shit I come up with sometimes just off the damn cuff. I always thought Mikey Garcia was the best fighter at 140. Unfortunately, he ate himself out of the division. Well, Mitch, I don't know what you mean by that, bro. Because he went up there and fought Sergey Lipinets at 140. And he vacated the title and went back to 35 and fought Robert Easton. So he looked terrible at the weigh-in, but he went up to 140. He defeated Sergey Lipinets, knocked him down in round 7, dropped back down to 135, fought Robert Easton, dropped him in round 3. Then he said, okay, shit, unified champion. I thought he was gonna try to do everything at 35. He said, I want to go up to 47. I want a damn big ticket fight with Errol Spence. Yeah, man. I don't know. Ate himself out. No, he could make 140 now. That's one thing. Mikey Garcia looked bad at the weigh-ins. Like he looked all dry, and he just looked like a old ass potato. Like you look at Mikey Garcia's body when he's, you know, losing weight and shit. It just looked like an old ass potato, y'all. But he comes to fight. I'm absent of the Errol Spence fight, but that was at a high weight class. But he stepped in there with Lipinets, got the job done. Stepped in there with Easter, looked drained. I say, oh man, Robert Easter might be able to fuck this motherfucker up. He looks terrible. Nope. You know, credit my Bunny for getting up for that knockdown. But all the way to the 12th round, Mikey Garcia was in control. What a bigger name than Tank. Pac-Man, I picked McGregor over Ryan Garcia in a boxing match. Well, I know for a fact that Conor McGregor there, Mitch, will absolutely make more money than Ryan Garcia facing Manny Pacquiao. Seriously, he has more credentials to his combat sports career right now. Conor McGregor. He has more credentials. And of course, he's been a champion. You know what I'm saying? We can't put this little title Ryan Garcia just won facing Luke Campbell. We can't do that. Like I said before, what Conor McGregor was able to accomplish, being a division champion simultaneously in two of the tougher divisions in the UFC at the time, featherweight and lightweight, for him to cross over and face Floyd Mayweather, one of the best. Ryan Garcia, I don't care if he has damn 15 million followers. He can't fuck with Conor McGregor with that. You can't fuck with a mixed martial artist that Floyd allowed to grace the square with him and charge $100 for PPV. Ryan Garcia can't fuck with that. And those fighters that's on the come up, they might want to understand how that shit works. You know what I'm saying? How does it all work? How do you put yourself in a Conor McGregor's position to make that much money? You're not going to do it dancing on vehicles. You're not going to do it capping. You know what I'm saying? This bullshit, you're not going to do that. What he just did to the people, you can't do that shit. If you're in the building, hey, if you're in the building, hit the like button, man. I appreciate you. Hit the like button. Hit the like button, people. Show support. WCS Battalion, you know what I'm saying? Hit the like button, show support. Like, share, subscribe. I appreciate you. Everyone who pulled up, man, hope you have a wonderful day. But, man, we will keep in tuned. Hey, Jerome Ennis, Boots. Did y'all hear? Oh, shit. What? Jerome Ennis, Sergey Lipinets? What? What? That's going to be a fight I watch. I like Lipinets, man. I ain't going to lie. I like Lipinets. I think he, did what he had to do at 40. Of course, one of his bigger fights was Mikey Garcia, but I like Lipinets. I think Jerome Ennis is going to give him the business, though. But I do like Lipinets for being a tough, compadre. Really. Dude ain't no punk. I like Jerome Ennis finally getting his spotlight. And you know what? Jerome Ennis is coming with a vengeance, too. I'm serious. Jerome Ennis is coming like it's my time. He's coming like it's my time. So all those individuals, and I'm gonna try my best not to go on a tangent. All those individuals that's been in this division and waiting around for this fight and that fight and all this other shit, man. It's some people making moves. It's changing of the guard. Like I said, the changing of the guard is coming. The Virgil Ortiz, Jerome Ennis, Yordenis Ugas is trying to make his claim. They're coming, people. So if Errol Spence continue to wait around and Terrence Crawford, we don't get these fights, man, you're going to see some of this new guard fighting the old guard, like the Keith Thurmans, the Sean Porters. Danny Garcia, he ain't retired from boxing yet. The new guard's going to start fighting these old guard type of dudes. And then Errol Spence is going to find himself like still trying to be relevant. But people are going to be more interested in the new breed coming up there. So we need to really get this fight, the big fights happening. And shout out to Jerome Ennis, man. He's on the ladder. This motherfucker has his rocket shit. I mean, his rocket jet packs on the back. He's ready to change, levels. Because there was a point in time, Jerome Ennis was damn what at the bottom 5 of the top 15. Shoot. He's trying to make some moves right now, man. So keep your eyes out for him, man. But I don't know. We'll see, Mitch. What's a bigger name? We'll see if it's Pac-Man or not. That's all I can say on that. We'll see if it's Pac-Man. But I'm going to be honest. I don't want to see Manny Pacquiao face Ryan Garcia. Manny Pacquiao facing Conor McGregor. Okay, cool. Conor McGregor is what, 31, 32, and then you have Conor McGregor about 31, 32. Manny Pacquiao's 42. That I know. So it'll be pretty decent, man. Manny Pacquiao makes some pretty good money off that shit. But also we heard Khabib, they're trying to get Khabib a boxing match over here too. You know, Dana White is trying to cross over. He's trying to do some different shit to put money in his pocket. Ennis versus Lipinets is a great fight. Good step up for Ennis. Yeah, man. Lipinets is hard and will touch Ennis at some point. Ennis has much more in the toolbox, though. I agree with that wholeheartedly, bro. You know, I highlight that shit. I agree with that wholeheartedly. You know, Ennis has more in the toolbox, but Lipinets come to fight. Lipinets come to fight, man. He truly does. He comes to fight. So we're going to see how that plays out. And we know Lipinets is coming off a fight where it ended, man, before shit even. I don't even think either fight even broke a sweat inside the square. A headbutt ends the fight. You know? I don't even think shit. I mean, it sucks. Look, it sucks to be in the bubble that long, right? And then the fight ends inside of the first round. It sucks to be in the bubble that long. And at least he got a paycheck, though. But turn around and get an opponent like Sergey Lipinets for boots, that's good shit. That's good shit. I hope Shakur Stevenson don't take Buddy McGirt's words to heart. You know what I'm saying? Like, Shakur Stevenson is a passionate boxer. He's a passionate individual, period, when it comes down to, you know, the way he was crying at the Olympics for coming in second or runner-up as a silver medalist. That shit hurt. Since he's been in the sport of boxing, you know what I'm saying? He's been on a tear. He's been making it known what he's trying to do. But Buddy McGirt made the point to say if he steps in there with Teofimo Lopez, he gets defeated. He gets stopped. And of course, you know, these young cats, a lot of them, if they hear individuals like Buddy McGirt, Hall of Famer, you know what I'm saying? They hear the OGs like that, then they're going to feel some type of way about it. They're going to be like, man, what the fuck? You know what I'm saying? Like, why are you coming at me? Like my people. You know, like you hear one black man, Buddy McGirt, black man, right? He'll come in here and make a point on another black fighter. And they take it so hard. You know what I'm saying? They take it so hard. That just was what Buddy was saying. That doesn't mean Shakur Stevenson going to get a fight with Teofimo Lopez. If you get a fight in the future, prove Buddy McGirt that he was wrong. Go in there and do what you have to do. And these fighters, man, you have somebody saying, well, I grew up with the kid. You know, we have history and everything. I think, you know, Buddy McGirt said, well, I think Teofimo stops him. No fighter wants to hear that somebody put their name in their mouth in the narrative and say, well, I think so-and-so gets stopped. Nobody wants to hear that stopping shit. You know what I'm saying? Don't nobody want to hear a knockout? So-and-so stops me? Like what? So-and-so stops me, bro. It's fucked up. Lipinets versus Clayton was underwhelming. I thought Clayton should have got the decision. Yeah, that fight right there, it was a bit elevator-esque. You know what I'm saying? That type of music you hear in the doctor's office when you're just sitting there and you know you got some shots coming up. You know what I'm saying? That dental office music, that shit. He's like, who the fuck seen this again? This must be a stockpile music. Like, damn, this shit put me to sleep. I think that's what they want, because if they got to give you a shot, they want you to be halfway nauseated before you even go back to see the doctor. You know what I'm saying? That music don't fuck you up and so bored, you know, that boring ass music. But yeah, it was kind of giving me that vibe, man. Ennis gave Van Heerden a quick ass whooping before the headbutt. Yeah, for a fact, man, we know he would have defeated Van Heerden. We know that. But as far as his contractual knot that he had going on, I hope that is cleared up for him and Victory Promotions with Chris Menendorf. At one point in time, they was in court, man. It was all bad, man. What's his name? His manager. Y'all help me out. His man, Brian Cameron. I guess, Brian Menendorf and Cameron was a unit, was a tandem, a team at first, and then they split or whatever. But, Jerome Ennis was saying, like, I started off with Cameron. So, and Chris Menendorf was like, well, if you're saying you strictly with Cameron, well, you signed a promotional deal. And that promotional deal, my friend, is binding with who you are as a brand, Jerome Ennis. So you can attach yourself with Cameron, but also I'm in the equation because I'm Victory Promotion and you sign a promotional deal. That's how people need to make sure that they read their paperwork and have someone review their paperwork thoroughly and give them the proper assessment. So it looks like the way he's returning, I don't know if he's out of that, but I wish Boots nothing but the best moving forward. What's going on, Alexander? How you feel, man? Buddy McGirt sounds like he's been waiting to say that about Shakur. When people say dumb shit, I'm not just the one to sit up here and consider it that. Like, as long as they've been in the sport, and I look at it like this. Like, I can say some things about some boxers I've seen compete on the amateur level, right? But who am I to say that shit? But I think Buddy McGirt is coming from a place where he's been around boxing for so long, he might feel that way. But it's some things that's better left untold. You know what I'm saying? And Buddy McGirt been around the sport so long, he might feel some type of way about that. He might, look, as crazy as it sounds, he might not have had malice when he said that shit about Shakur Stevenson. I know it's fucked up for you to hear me say that shit. But analytically, I'm just giving you what my thought process is. And I'm saying Buddy McGirt been around so many gyms. He's seen so much shit. He might have said that and believed that it was an innocuous freaking narrative with no ill will to it. He really don't. Come on. Buddy McGirt might have felt calm at heart when he said that shit about Stevenson. But Stevenson took that shit like it was a motherfucking arrow to the center of his chest, y'all. Especially if he didn't hear it firsthand. You know what I'm saying? Shakur probably took that shit. Man, bro, you heard what damn Buddy McGirt said about you? If you step in, see, the one thing about it is that you're looking at Teofimo Lopez as a unified lightweight. But Shakur Stevenson, in my opinion, according to how things work out, I think after he picks up his first strap at 30, I believe he's going to try to attempt down the line to challenge somebody at lightweight division before he's finished at 30. The reason why I'm saying that is because Tank is doing it, right? But Shakur Stevenson is going to try to find the right opportunity to scoop up another division while he's still young. I'm telling you, dog. I'm telling you. If you think he doesn't have that Clarissa Shields-itis, you sadly mistaken. Clarissa Shields is doing a lot of shit early, and people ain't gonna be able to fuck with her. They can't fuck with her now, really. You know what I'm saying? Shakur Stevenson has this same itis, man. He wants to get this shit out the way with these divisions. So before you know it, Shakur Stevenson might be a 3-division champion, and he's still young in the game like Clarissa Shields. I'm just putting it out there. I'm just putting it out there, man. He picked up a strap in pretty decent time at junior lightweight, move up the lightweight division, pick up another strap when Teofimo Lopez freaking goes. You know, we'll see. We already know the layout of that up there lightweight, but we can say potentially that Shakur Stevenson may be a champion at junior lightweight and step up there to lightweight to challenge somebody. I'm telling you. He's going to get these 3 divisions out the way easy. And that shit's going to be transparent. Like people going to say, damn, Shakur Stevenson, a 3-division champion already? He's a 4-division champion already? The minimal, regardless of what Buddy McGirt said about Shakur Stevenson stepping there with Teofimo Lopez, I really don't see the fight happening until these individuals get to a stopping point, an intersection. And I think that intersection for Shakur Stevenson and Teofimo Lopez will probably be 47. 40 or 47, I think. 40 or 47. That's my assumption, 40 or 47. Shit's going to start to slow down for Teofimo Lopez once he gets to welterweight. Because, you know, the weight, you know, it's a lot, man. That you can make a whole lot of money at 47 if you do it right. I mean, that's going to be the division right there, 47. It's going to be where a lot of boxers, big names, are going to be parked. And them motherfuckers are going to be looking for some big fights. And look, I'm gonna go out like this. I'm telling you, you see what you got right now? I'm gonna tell you how the new guard is gonna fuck up the old guard. You see what Errol Spence, Terrence Crawford, Sean Porter, Keith Thurman, Manny Pacquiao. Look at everything they didn't do. But when the new guard get on deck, it's gonna be a lot more variety of big names, and you're not even gonna be thinking about what Errol Spence and Terrence Crawford and all that shit. You're not even gonna think about it. I'm telling you the truth. I don't want to put truth to it because it's just an opinion. But I'm telling you, the new guard that's en route, 2022 per se, that's going to be at that. Jerome Ennis's and all these individuals at 47. Oh, it's going to be the Wild Wild West up that motherfucking dog. It's going to be the Wild Wild West. The welterweight division is going to be super hot than what it is right now with Spence and them. You have individuals moving up divisions. You have majority of big name fighters moving up. And we ain't talking about the ones at 40 right now. We're not even talking about the big names at 40. But if by chance we got T.O., let's say Haney have 2, 3, whatever. I don't think Haney's moving up anytime soon. But you have Teofimo Lopez that's there. I do believe Robert East is gonna make his move sooner or later to elevate. Gervonta may move up to 140 in the future. I don't know, man. Gervonta may be a 2 division, but I cannot deny him that he may slide into a 140-pound fight if it's worth his while. Seriously, I think Gervonta is going to make his money and all his gold at lightweight and junior lightweight. But this motherfucking crew that's going to take over welterweight division, it's going to be much better than Terrence Crawford, Errol Spence, and all them. It's going to be way better, y'all. It's going to be, look, it's going to be 3 times better than what we're looking at right now. Because when you have Errol Spence and Terrence Crawford, the big names up there right now, you have Errol Spence. I'm leaving Pacquiao out of this. You have Errol Spence, Terrence Crawford, right? Look at who they haven't fought. Keith Thurman hasn't fought either one of these guys. Manny Pacquiao haven't fought either one of these guys. Sean Porter has only fought one of these guys. I don't think it's going to be that way when this new guard arrives. I think we're going to get some exciting fights in the different sanctioned bodies, and it's going to be some firefights up there, man. Right now, we like looking at, right? This is how we're lost right here in the welterweight division. We know Crawford is talented. I think he's the best welterweight up there, in my opinion. I do. I believe he's the best welterweight up there. No one's going to convince me otherwise, really. Not that I'm not listening, but I'm just saying Terrence Crawford is the best welterweight in my OP. You know, a lot of people are saying, well, he's the top pound for pound, but Errol Spence is better than him in welterweight. It's just gibberish. It's anyway. For Terrence Crawford to be locked in the position that he's in, top pound for pound, I'm curious to know what the old guard is going to be able to do with that pound for pound list. That's going to make a huge difference and make some big fights once the new guard comes up there and move out the old guard. Because at welterweight, even if you have two fighters on the pound for pound list, Errol Spence and Terrence Crawford, they haven't fought one another. They could have made money. They could have had some type of rivalry. People want to talk about who turned this down and 60-40 this and who's been saying this all the time and who's saying that. The point is, both of these fighters are top 5 pound for pound on the list. They need to fight. What is the only other division that has fighters up there with titles? With titles, people. With titles. The only other one, and it shouldn't be up there. The only other one that shouldn't be up there is Gennady Golovkin. And I can't even really say Canelo is a middleweight anymore. Canelo is up here campaigning at 68. But like I said, just to Rolodex this bitch. Canelo was the WBA champion at one point in time. And at the same time, they had Gennady Golovkin on the pound for pound list with an IBF belt that he was gifted coming off that fight with Sergey Derevyanchenko. So we look at Errol Spence's situation, Terrence Crawford, both of them pound for pound. So when the shift happens and the new guard arrive, I'm wondering if some of these fighters can boost themselves up to become pound for pound fighters, so we can make a huge fight up there at welterweight. Can Teofimo Lopez do that? You know what I'm saying? If Josh Taylor, Jose Ramirez, can they put themselves on the pound for pound list? Because right now, while I mentioned Teofimo Lopez, he's already on the top pound for pound list, all from defeating Vasyl Lomachenko. That momentum is going to carry him over. And don't say I did not tell you. Teofimo Lopez isn't coming off the pound for pound list anytime soon. Watch what I tell you. Being on the top pound for pound list for Teo is going to work wonders when he move up to 140 and 147. If he's able to sustain that position like Canelo, you're talking about he's going to be making an incredible amount of money. The boxing conversation is going to be incredible because he's on the pound for pound list right now. Before his fight with Vasyl Lomachenko, Lomachenko didn't have a compeer on the lightweight division, in the lightweight division with him. It was just Vasyl Lomachenko, solo dolo. It was no other lightweight boxer on the pound for pound list. Teo defeats him. Teo's number 6. I think it Boxers Writing Association, BWAA, I think he is number 5, and Lomachenko is number 6. I can see Crawford sticking around the welterweight division longer. Oh, I don't know, man. Like, if Crawford sticks around the welterweight division longer, it has to be a reason. Not just to hold on to that WBO belt. It has to be a reason. Like, I'm not disputing what you're saying. It's possible because Crawford's in great shape. He takes good care of himself in between fights. You know what I'm saying? So it's not the fact that I erasing that as being factual. It's just his mindset. Like, how long is Crawford's going to stay in the sport? He's a family man. You know what I'm saying? How long is Crawford's going to continue to stay in the sport? Is he going to stay in the sport if he's fighting only twice a year? Is he going to stay in the sport at 47 or move up to 54 to add another division? Like I said this before, I truly believe Terrence Crawford can move up to 54 and get another strap. I believe Errol Spence can do the same thing. The only way that's going to happen is going to be perfectly done, like I said before, if Jermell Charlo gets this last belt, the WBO, and then he vacates and move up to 60. That's going to open the doors for anybody and everybody at 54 and 47. It's all about the money, the promotion, and everything else. But let's not forget, like I said, 2022, the end, 23. These guys is at the 35 right now, moving up to 40. And then how long they choose to stay at 40 and move up to 47. And there's going to be some big money fights up there. And if Terrence Crawford is still there with a belt, that'd be unbelievable. That would be unbelievable, man. Now, if you want to say, Mitch, who's going to be in the sport longer, Crawford or Spence? Who would be in the sport longer? In my opinion, I would just weigh on Errol Spence, only because, once again, Crawford is a family man. You know what I'm saying? Crawford comes off to me like a guy who is saying that I'll stay here and get out when I want to, but I want to spend time with my family. So when he gets up like 35, 36, it's all dependent if he reigns at 154 or if he stays at 47. You know? If he stays with top rank, what belt can he get at 154? Now, I don't think he's going to be at top rank. I seriously, I don't think he's going to be at top rank. I think he's going to move up to 154 after he's out that loophole right there. When Jermell moves up, those belts are for Fundora and Spence. Fundora is only really campaigning in one sanctioning body right now. You know what I'm saying? Fundora, believe it or not, I don't see Fundora unifying the entire division. I don't. As good as Fundora looks in certain fights with certain individuals, I truly believe that the way he fights and how much punishment, I don't know, man. Fundora, he doesn't have a long career in this sport. He's so fucking tall that even though some of his opponents are easy for him to hit because he has a wide angle and he's a much taller fighter, then you get someone like a Daniel Lewis. Daniel Lewis fought Fundora. You know what I'm saying? Daniel Lewis fought Fundora. He had like a disadvantage of reach. He was like 5'10". He was able to touch him up. I don't think he's going to be this reigning crazy dude. Errol Spence. I told y'all, Jermell Charlo's his stablemate. He's going to pick the perfect time to vacate the titles. And Errol Spence is going to move up there and pick up a title, immediately. That's what I believe. You look at Jamonte Clark. Jamonte Clark, in my opinion, defeated Fundora. But he will pick up a strap, though. But I don't think Fundora is going to stay at 154 for a long time. It's no way. Dude is 6'6". Fundora is 6'6". He's not staying at 54 for that long, man. Just like Gilberto Ramirez, man. Gilberto is just as tall as Fundora, man. He was at 68 with a title, and people was like, who is he? Dude is like 40-0, 41-0 or something like that. He's undefeated. And now he's sitting at 175 pounds of light heavyweight division, and he's looking for a big fight up there. He's somewhat the same like Sebastian Fundora, man. These guys, look, Fundora is not going to be at 54 for a long time. He won't even unify at 154. Spence won't even unify at 154. It's not going to happen. Spence, I'm telling you, y'all, Spence is not unifying at 54. It ain't happening. I mean, I take that back. He's not becoming undisputed. He may indeed unify, but he ain't coming undisputed. Because once those belts are fragmented, it's going to be tough for one fighter just to go get them. Like Jermell Charlo, man, kudos to him for being able to get the fight with Jason Rosario. Kudos for him, man. I agree with that. Crawford being able to fight somebody from the new guard. Real talk. But see, Crawford's going to have to pick the right matchup from the new guard. Can you imagine, Crawford still being up there when Teofimo Lopez get up there? Oh, shit. But I just don't see Crawford still being at welterweight by the time Teo gets to welterweight. I don't see it. Man, I'm not thinking for Crawford, but how athletic he is, I would think he'll move up to 54 before Teofimo gets there, man. So if he fights somebody from the new guard, man, it's going to be a fighter that's already at 40 and 47, in my opinion. Lara does have a title at 154. He does, but it's not one of the main belts that you can unify. Erislandy Lara has the WBA gold title, I think, if I'm not mistaken. WBA gold or the WBA regular, something like that. Yeah, man. I think that's where we at. But appreciate y'all for pulling up, man. Y'all turn up and tune in to World Combat Sports.
What up? It's your boy Roy Jones, and right now you tuned